right, shalom, shalom. We are the real Hebrew Israelites coming day in and day out, prophesied downfall of Babylon the Great, which is America. First off and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Karkadash. Double honors to the other apostles of Great Millstone, salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Brother Chapai, coming at you again with a quick lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai Shai. As you see in the title, it's a question posed to the group Sicario. You know, the spirit is just heavy on me right now to go into a couple of these topics, you know, and we must do what the spirit tells us to do, especially when it comes to this word. And this is a topic that not only me, but other brothers are touching upon, all right? So it says, first of all, before I get that, let me get something else real quick. All right, this is Galatians. Ooh. Galatians 2:16. I'm going to start there. Knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. I could really end the video there. Like straight up, man. Y'all boys be tweaking. But I'm going to keep on going ahead just for edification's sakes. Okay? Even we have believed in Yahweh Shai Mashiach, that we might be justified by the faith of Mashiach. Now, faith and works go together. You have to have both. All right? We have faith that this is the truth, so we keep the laws to the best of our abilities. All right? And we go out there to preach and teach, right? It says that we might not be that we might be justified by the faith of Hamashiach and not by the works of the law. Now, what's the works of the law? The commandments, man. All right, doing the commandments, keeping the commandments. All right. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. So there's no point to say, you got, listen, motherfucker, I ain't got my fringes on now. So what? The most important garment you can have on is the spiritual garment. Take off the mortal and put on the immortal. All right? And hey, I'm going to stay on this topic as long as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has the spirit on me to speak about it, man. Okay? Hey, because when you start with verse 11, why is Paul even snapping on Peter? Why is Paul even snapping on Peter? You know what? You can read that for yourselves, man. But nonetheless, it says, and not by the works of the law, for by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. Verse 17, but if we seek to be justified by Mashiach, which that's what we're doing. He's the mediator. He's the intercessor. My nigga, did you read Isaiah the 53rd chapter? Or haven't you read that? All right? This man bared all the sins of Israel. All right? Shalom, shalom to you, Akim, out there on the comment board. All right? It says, hey, I'm doing it live right now. It says, verse 17. But if we seek to be justified by Mashiach, we ourselves also are found sinners, all right, because we sinned, all right. Is therefore Christ the minister of sin? Yahweh forbid. For if I build again the things which I destroy, I make myself a transgression. For I through the law am dead to the law. Listen to what he's saying. For I, through the law, am dead to the law, that I might live unto the power. Which means what? We're living through faith right now. Because technically, we all worthy of death. We've all sinned unto death. And that's what Hamashiach nailed to the cross. Right? He took that away. So we don't have to suffer that punishment, man. Because the fulfillment of sin, well, when you transgress the law, that equals sin. And sin equals what? Death. All right? And that's what Yahweh Shai took away. Okay? Verse 20, I am crucified with Mashiach, nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Mashiach liveth in me. And the spirit of Yahweh Shai is living in us, man. The testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, right? In the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith of the Son of Yahweh who loved me and gave himself for me. Verse 21, here's the point. I do not frustrate the grace of Yahweh. For if righteousness came by the law, then Mashiach is dead in vain. So what are you talking about? Matter of fact, Abraham. Hold on. Let me get this real quick. Romans 4:13. For the promise that he should be heir of the world was not to Abraham or to his seed through the law. So the promise didn't come through the law, my man. That promise of salvation, that promise of Israel getting that land, that didn't come through the law. It came through what? But through the righteousness of faith. In verse 14, for if they which are of the law be heirs, faith is made void, and the promise is made to none effect. So, like, these scriptures are a straight cut, man. All right, let me get this other one. Galatians 3:18. Galatians 3:17. In this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before the power of Mashiach, the law, which was 430 years after, cannot disannul that it shall make the promise of none effect. For if the inheritance be of law, there is no more promise. But Yahweh gave it to Abraham by promise. And what's included in that promise, Sicario? The new covenant. Right? The fact that we won't be able to sin no more. Okay? Hold on. Let's get a little bit more into it. Verse 19. Wherefore then serveth the law? It was added because of transgression, till the seed should come to whom the promise was made. And it was ordained by the angels in the hand of a mediator, Yahweh Shai. Now a mediator is not a mediator of one, but the power is one. Is the law then against the promises of the Most High? Yahweh forbid. For if there have been a law given, which could have given life, verily righteousness should have been of the law. So if that was the point, then yeah, we would have kept the law 100%. The Lord would have made us keep the law 100%. All right? We're faultless, not the first covenant. Okay? Verse 22, but the scripture hath concluded, all under sin, right? Whether you're wearing your fringes or not, man, that the promise by faith of Yahweh Shai Mashiach might be given to them that believe. We believe what? That Hamashiach Yahweh Shai came and died for us. He shed his blood for us. He was the propitiation. Okay? Shalom to your Akim comment board. All right, verse 23. But before faith came, we were kept under the law, shut up until the faith which should afterwards be revealed. Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Mashiach, which it did, because all through the law you have precepts about Yahweh Shai, that we may be justified by faith. But after faith has come, we are no longer under a schoolmaster. What was the schoolmaster? The law. Because now we're under grace. No, we're not telling you not to keep the law. No, we're not telling you not to establish the law. All right? Judges 5:11 clearly says what it says. We rehearse the righteous acts. Okay? So now that I got that, all right, because I was in the Galatians. So let me get this now. This is really going into the title of this video. So this is Luke And let's get into it. This is the parable of the Pharisee and the tax collector was a publican, right? Let's see who was more righteous. Was it the man that kept the law, or the man that knew he was a sinner? All right. Luke 18:9. He spake this parable unto servants which trusted in them. Do you hear this, Sicario? Let me. A, B, C, D. All right. Luke 18:9. All right. Now listen clearly. It says, and he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves, your own righteousness, right? That they were righteous and despised others. So that brother sitting up there, well, your fringes, brother. You're supposed to live this thing, brother. And all that yappity yappity yap. All right, you was despising that brother because he did not have his border of fringes on. But you know what he do got? He got his spiritual borders of fringes. He got his spiritual garment on, and that's the only thing that really matters, man. Right? In the royal law. Love Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua with all that heart, and love thy neighbor as thyself. Everything else is going to fall into place. And these are things, these are a shadow of things to come. Okay? Verse 10. 2 men went up to the temple to pray. One a Pharisee and the other a publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself. Yahweh, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. So he was going in. He said, basically, let me put it in nigga terms. I ain't going off like these other niggas. I ain't doing that. I ain't out here sinning, Lord. Basically praising himself. Okay? I fast twice in a week. I give tithes to all that I give tithes of all that I possess. So I'm paying my tithes, I'm paying my offerings, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And the publican, standing afar off, would not lift up so as his eyes into heaven. So let me read that again. And the publican, who was the sinner, right, standing afar off, would not lift up so much as his eyes into heaven, but smote his breast, saying, Yahweh, be merciful unto me, a sinner. So he acknowledges his sins. That's what Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua wants of us. In Jeremiah, it says, only if thou acknowledge thy sins. That's what he did, not the publican. Because I guarantee you, not the Pharisee, I guarantee you, that Pharisee couldn't keep the whole law, man. All right? Nobody could keep the whole law. We are all sinners and we all fall short of the glory of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. All right? I tell you, now this is a parable of Yahweh Shai, red letter, right? Verse 14. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. So the sinner was justified more than the actual man that kept the law. Why? Faith. He had faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, I fuck up, I slipped, and forgive me. He didn't even look up his eyes to heaven when he was praying, man. That's how humble he was. All right? It says, for every one of you that exalted himself shall be abased. Listen up, Sicario. Everyone that exalted himself shall be abased. Do you know what that means? The Lord is going to knock your fucking ass off your pedestal, man. The Lord is putting cases on all you bitches. Straight up, though, man. Okay? While you sitting out here wearing this Greek fashion of a hat, while you claim wear your fringes, well keep all the royal garments. And I know why you got that damn hat on your head. You losing your hair up there. Don't be shy. It's okay. It's okay if you're going a little bald up there, Sicario. It's all right. It happens. All right? Because at the end of the day, a lot of you niggas are vain. And listen, I have my vain moments. I ain't going to lie and tell you that I don't. All right? And he that humbleth himself should be exalted. Because what did the publican do? He humbled himself to the point where, listen, he asked Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua for forgiveness. He knew he was a sinner. As we all are sinners, man. That's where the grace kicks in. All right? Like I said, once again, we're not telling brothers, hey, listen, if a brother want to wear borders of blue, go ahead. All right? But guess what? If I see a brother without his borders of blue or fringes on, I'm not about to, brother, you're going off. Brother, you. All right, because, how about Shimei Shah is going to hold you to a higher condemnation, man. All right, remember that. Let me see. Let me get one more. This is Luke 23 and 39, right? It says, and one of the malefactors, which was hanged, railed on him, saying, if thou be Mashiach, save thyself and us. Now, first of all, that's exactly what Yahushua came for. But he was being carnal. Like Yahushua was going to get off the cross right then and there and save him and himself. Well, Yahushua had to follow prophecy. Yahushua had to follow the protocol, man. Yahushua wasn't going to go against his father. Yahushua had to humble himself to die on that cross. And why did Yahushua have to do that? Hebrews tell you that. First for him, his sins, and then for the people's. All right? Sin came in the world through Adam. All right? So shall righteousness come in the world, or them that is going to be saved come in the world through the last Adam. Roughly paraphrasing. All right? It says, in fact, actually, I don't want to butcher that. Hold on. Let me get this. Romans. Okay. Romans 5 and 15. But not as the offense. Actually, I'm sorry, verse 14. Romans 5 and 14. Neither less death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them that have not sinned after the similitude of Adam's transgression, who is the figure of him that was to come, which is basically telling you Yahushua was Adam in the past life. Verse 15. But not as the offense, so also is the free gift, faith, right? For if through the offense of one many be dead, much more the grace. That's the mercy right there, man. The grace of Yahweh and the gift by grace. All right? Gift, faith, wisdom, all of that, it goes into one. Which is by one man, Yahushua Mashiach hath abound unto many. And not as if it was by one that sinned, so is the gift. For the judgment was by one to condemnation, but the free gift is of many offenses unto justification. All right? And that's what Yahushua came to do. Verse 17. For if by one man offense death reigned by one, much more they which receive an abundance of grace, which is mercy, and of the gift of righteousness, all right, because you believe, shall reign in life by one Yahushua Mashiach. Verse 18. I'm going to keep on going. Therefore, as by the offense of one judgment came upon all men to condemnation, even so by the righteousness of one, the free gift came upon all men into justification of life, which that goes into faith. Okay? I'm going to finish this chapter out. It says, for as by one man's disobedience, many were made sinners, but by the obedience of one shall many be made righteousness. So because Yahushua did what he did as Yahushua, many of us have become righteous through that justification. Which honestly, the only way that's going to happen, you have to be part of the elect. That's it. All right. It says, moreover, now here's the law. Moreover, the law entered that the offense may be abound. All right. But where sin aboundeth, grace did abound much more. Which means Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is about to give us hella mercy, man. That's a hell of a covering that Yahweh has done for us. He gave us his first and only begotten son. All right. Verse 21. That as sin hath reigned unto death, even so might grace reign through righteousness unto eternal life by Yahweh Shai Mashiach Adonai. All right. And that was the whole purpose, man. That was the whole purpose, man. So let me get back to the malefactors. All right. And it says, Luke 23 and 39, one of the malefactors which were hanged railed on him, saying, if thou be Mashiach, save thyself and us. But the other answering rebuked him. Right? So he rebuked this nigga that was going off. Right? And both of these guys were sinners. All right? Difference is, one was a proud motherfucker, and the other one was actually humble. He knew that he was guilty of his sins. He knew that he went off. And in this one little moment, this man was saved, and the other one was condemned. All right? But the other answering rebuked him, saying, do not thou fear the Most High, seeing thou art in the same condemnation? Nigga, we in the same judgment. First of all, this is the Lord's son next to us. And you ain't going to fear the Most High? The Most High is doing this to his own son. So how much more you? All right? For we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deeds. Why? Because they went off, they were, whatever they was doing, whether it was murderers, robbers, whatnot, he said they deserved what they was getting. But this man have done nothing amiss. And he said unto Yahweh Shai, Adonai, remember me when thou was coming into thy kingdom. All right? And part of that, Lord, remember me, have mercy upon me. Show me grace. Now, what did Yahweh Shai turn around and say? Because it's the same thing, just like the Pharisee and the Publican. And Yahweh Shai said unto him, verily I say unto thee, today thou shalt be with me in paradise. He didn't say that to the other. Now listen, they both went to the spiritual world after they died. But I guarantee you, this man was part of the elect. Because he abased himself. He humbled himself. And you know who's going to exalt him? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right? So with that, I pray this was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I would say all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Krakadash. Double honors to the apostles of the millstone, salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Abba. And Shalom, Baya. Hey, good precepts too, my man. Khan. Yeah, you tore it up on the comment board. All right, Shalom, Makin. Shabbat Shalom.